What is up, y'all? Clayton here, back with another episode. And yeah, we haven't done an episode here in a minute. We did some race footage videos about a week or so ago. But yeah, we're getting back into the build videos here. So brand new build. Well, not brand new, but a build that has kind of been in the making pretty much all summer. Is finally coming to a point where we're seeing some progress now. So yeah, we're going to get right into that here shortly. Just want to first give a huge shout out to everybody that's helped us out this season. GMJ Automotive, Stick It To Me Graphics. And if you guys could you please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications, and if you could comment down below, that helps get my video out there. So we'll get into the video. Woo! We were able to tell that I had ran them. So I'm going to kind of show you guys. Alrighty, guys, thank you for getting through that intro. So yeah, what I'm talking about here is was the original Rust to Riches build. I did a video on it probably 5 months ago or so, and we've kind of been doing little snippets here and there of it. So I'm going to kind of show you what we're talking about if you're new to the channel and haven't really been following along. So basically, been building this engine for Cindy throughout the course of the last few months here. It is a Integra GSR engine. It was out of a 2000 Integra GSR. She'd bought a complete car. It needed a lot of work. Basically wasn't worth it for her to fix up that car. So what she ended up doing was she's like, hey, let's find a different vehicle and use this engine and put it in it. I was like, okay, sounds good. So what we did, we found this DA Integra. So it's a 90 to 92, I believe. I think is the gen that these are. For sure 90 to 91, something like that. Might even be 89, whatever. It's basically the same car as mine that I have on the trailer over there, just a different color. Mine's a 90, this is a 91. We do actually have all the body panels for it too. They're just removed. Bumpers gonna be getting painted, that sort of thing. So front and rear bumper are not on at the moment, but this car is super clean. There is no rust on it. We do need to get the door handle painted too. It's got a new one on here, but it is, I mean, in pristine condition. There is no rust. A few dents and dings here and there. There is some paint fade, but as far as that goes, like that's not bad. There's some obviously paint fade on the hood too, but has a lot of potential. So we bought this car down in Milwaukee. I believe it originally came from Alabama. That's why there's no rust. Bought it as a rolling shell. She got some Hotsport mounts, as well as an ECU. So this engine here, this newer Integra GSR engine, will be going in this car, which never came with a VTEC engine. Came with a B18A, I believe, which is a non-VTEC 1.8 liter. We're putting a B18C1, which is a 1.8 VTEC engine. So it's going to be pretty sweet. Did a few mods to it if you haven't been watching. Intake manifold, larger throttle body, head gasket, head studs. Basically went through it, had the head sent out. They went through it, checked everything, put new valve seals in, put all new seals in the engine. So it should be a pretty nice running engine when it's done. Also, we cleaned up the wiring harness. Cindy went all through that, took all the loom off, cleaned it, put all new loom back on, retaped it. So yeah, sorry about the long drawn out thing of what we're doing, but I just wanted to give you guys kind of a recap and an update of what we will be doing here. I might even put the engine in as soon as tomorrow, possibly, depending on what my work schedule is. But as you guys can see, this thing is super clean. And I think actually, so the funny part is that car had an interior, and it was I didn't really want it and I didn't really like it in the car. So I pulled it out and I sold it to help afford the build last winter. Well, the guy that I sold it to happened to be the guy with this car. So we ended up getting the car back with the interior that was originally in that one. So it's kind of cool. Very, very, very clean car. I mean, it's super nice. And like I said, we got a Honda S300 V3 for this. Passport mounts. The suspension on it is pretty ghetto, not gonna lie. It's got some eBay coilovers. Nothing that you want to go race with. Maybe if you're street racing, that'd be about it. Show you guys kind of under the hood here. Come on. So, nothing under here. Just empty engine bay. So, should be, I think, a pretty straightforward drop in. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. There'll be some wiring we're gonna have to do, and it's got a OBD0 resistor box and stuff, I believe, here. So yeah, there's gonna be some upgrades that we're gonna be doing along the way with it. It's gonna need suspension. It's gonna need a lot of stuff. But to be honest, I don't think it needs as much stuff as this one did. That one needed a lot. This one shouldn't be too bad, and it'll be fast. It'll be awesome. So I'm gonna kind of maybe possibly end the video here. We'll see. If I end up working on it tomorrow, I'll post that in the footage here. Otherwise, we'll leave it at that. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at the moment. And stay tuned on this build, guys. Thanks. So I ended up deciding that I'm actually gonna work on the car today. So we're gonna basically try and get the engine off the engine stand. Get the clutch bolted onto the engine and get the transmission bolted to the engine. So yeah, just running to the gas station quick here and we'll get rolling on it. So we're back at the shop here, just working on, just got this attached to the chain hoist. Gonna get the engine off of the engine stand itself onto the little rolly cart thing we have there. That way I can get the transmission bolted up to it. But before I do that, when I get it off of here, I'll get the clutch on there while it's hanging there in the air. And it'll make it a lot easier than trying to do it on the ground, I think. With a little magic, she's in the air. So we got, we're going to put this flywheel back on. I'm going to probably hit it with a little bit of sandpaper just to clean it up a little bit. But it does have an aftermarket lightweight flywheel on here, so we're gonna put that back on and get going.
She calls me day and night. I'm sorry, girl, you just don't make me feel right.
Okay guys, so I managed to get the tranny bolted up to the engine. I didn't film it. I didn't want to show you guys how much I was struggling. I didn't have a clutch alignment tool for this specific transmission, so I had to just basically eyeball it, take the trans on and off a bunch of different times until I was finally able to get it lined up right. So I managed to get that on there, got the bell housing bolts in. What I'm going to do now is probably lower it onto this here and then roll the engine out of the way. Take our chain hoist that's up there on the rafters, move it over, and then roll the car up and lift the car up in the air. That way I can roll the engine in from underneath and get it in. So that's what we're gonna do next. Engine is and trans are on the little roller here. I managed to move the chain hoist over, and like I said, our plan is to lift the front of the car up and roll the engine in underneath. We did that when we pulled this engine out of the other chassis. Worked out pretty slick. So we're gonna give it a go on this one as well, and hopefully it goes just as easy. Okay, I just want to go over a couple things here for anybody that is doing this swap, putting a newer engine in a DA Integra. This post bracket here is completely different than the one that comes on the engine. So this is the DC2 Integra bracket for the mount, and it is different. The spacing here is completely different. So you'll need a DA Integra side post mount if you're going to do this, as well as the rear. I think they call this the T bracket. This is different also, so you'll need one of those as well. So make sure you factor that in. Here's the GSR one. Make sure you factor that in when you're doing the swap. Yeah. All right, y'all, we actually just ran into a little problem here. As I was lowering the engine down in, I ended up getting this bolt in on this mount here. Went to put this mount back on and realized, something's a little off. So I started looking at the mount. Try to line it up in here. Not even close to fitting in there. So I take it over to the other car, which is the exact same car, and I'm looking at this and it says DA2 left hand, but you look at this mount and this one, they are quite a bit different in terms of size. This one's way smaller here. So I go on Hossport's website. DA2 is for a 92 to 93 Integra, not a 90 to 91. I did not even realize there was a difference. So being that this is a 90 to 91, we have to order a left side engine mount. So at the moment we are on hold, and yeah, the car is just kind of hanging here. So probably put something underneath it, lower it down a little bit, and yeah, just kind of let it sit, and hopefully get them out in here in the next week or so. Unfortunately, shit happens.